Ramadan is the month where we're supposed to practice self-restraint and acquire self-restraint, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran that I have commanded you to fast during Ramadan so that you may acquire taqwa. But if you look around, we have these particular consumer habits that are specifically around Ramadan. I mean, that's just something that we observe these days a lot, right?
Yes, true. Like in this month, we are more obsessed with food than any other month.
Yeah, which is completely against the spirit of Ramadan,
right? এই মাসটাতেই দেখা যাচ্ছে হচ্ছে ইফতারে কি করা হবে সেটা নিয়ে বেশি টাইম কনজিউম করা হচ্ছে, and the funny thing is you can't even eat that much.
Exactly.
এত খাওয়া হয় না, but the table has to be full. So if food preparation, there's a lot of time and energy being consumed.
Exactly.
In this food preparation, and besides food preparation and arranging iftar parties, regular iftar parties, like every other day there's iftar party.
And even we have this culture in Bangladesh where we shop for Eid, almost 10 days in Ramadan we have to go for shopping for
True.
Eid, because that's just the culture that we have right now. And given the traffic situation in Bangladesh, and given the point that we don't always have a place for prayer for women, we oftentimes kind of prioritize our worldly needs for Eid or for Ramadan over our priorities for the akhirah.
Yeah. It's if we could rather than doing it during the month, if we did all our shopping before Ramadan, then we can use it for worship of Allah.
Exactly. And if we think about it, the lifestyle of people in Bangladesh, especially in Dhaka, is that our lives are connected to the lives of so many other people. I mean, we have maids and we have drivers and so on, and it is our duty to make sure that even they have enough time to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So আমরা যদি রাতের বেলা shopping করতে বের হই, হয়তো sometimes our drivers will miss their tarawih, or if we have iftar parties every other day in our homes, right? I mean, our maids, they will be so engaged with preparing all those things.
বেশি pressure পড়ে যায়.
Yeah,
they can't
the
give
valuable time that is before
prayer.
iftar, they will be missing out on that, and they will not even have the energy to kind of worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is our obligation to make sure even they get the time to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, another thing that I wanted to say is that, the companions of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they would prepare for Ramadan months ahead. Ramadan would even begin, and there is spiritual preparation, there is a physical preparation, but if we think about it, there is also a logistic preparation. I mean, we live in a society and we have to follow the societal norms and etiquettes, and we have to get gifts for people, we have to buy clothes and all of that. While we have to do that, I mean, we have to use the time in such a way that we make sure that as much as possible we do it before Ramadan, because if we think about it, Ramadan is like a ticking bomb. Every second and every minute of it counts, right? And if you're kind of busy during Ramadan, if you're more busy about acquisition in this dunya than for the akhirah, I mean, that really is completely against the spirit of Ramadan and what it is supposed to kind of mean for us.
While Ramadan is supposed to teach us self-restraint, but what happens is exactly the opposite. Yes, when we are, if we observe around, there's a lot of, we waste a lot during Ramadan, especially in case of food. Also, there's a lot of wastefulness. Exactly. So while we are staying away, while we are practicing self-restraint from food, drink, and desires, it actually teaches us to stay away from things which are also displeasing to Allah.
Exactly.
And wastefulness being one of them.
Yeah, I mean, our restraint of food is supposed to instruct our restraint of the other things. So I mean, maybe even if a couple of days of Ramadan have passed, I mean, from now onwards, I think we should really focus on acquiring more for the akhirah than focus on acquiring for the dunya.
Welcome.